All right. Wow. Actually, something I always forget to do. Let me do this real quick. I always forget to post the stream. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start doing that more often. Or at least I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna start doing that more often. I'm trying not to forget. Alright, let me add this on here. Let's see, what picture should I use? Actually, why not just, I'll just take a picture. Here, we'll take a picture of the chat. Hold on, how should we do it? There we go. Alright, now I'm gonna put, we are live. Oops, that's lice. We are not lice. We are live. Link. Ba-da-da. Boom, bop, bam. You wouldn't understand. All right. Let me add an arrow. You know, people kind of dumb. You know, they don't know where to click. There we go. Cool. I guess we'll do it on Twitter too. All right, that works. All right. Well. Like Uncle Ruckus would say. Well. All right, let's see here. Well. All right, y'all. That was something. Thanks for the super chat. You know, says sloppy start, but still a great win. That triple, the 10, I'm a little confused by that. Okay. Let's hold on. Actually, let me type in Spurs ESPN, because you know that's what we care about. All right. Okay. All right. So before we get started, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for the win as well, but we got a lot to talk about. Okay, but before we get started with that, if you guys would like to play some daily fantasy sports, please head on over to Sleeper. Just use my promo code CLAN when you download the app. There's so many different things that you can do with it, and not just daily fantasy sports, right? If you go home here, and I was actually on the app like crazy during the game. If you go home, you can see all of the updates around the league. You can see stats, highlights, injury reports, just the overall notion of what people are saying about these games as well. That Aaron Gordon game was crazy, by the way. I don't know if you guys watched that. But yeah, so if you guys are interested at all, go check out Sleeper. Like I said, link below in the description box. And if you want to play some daily fantasy sports, you can use my promo code and you'll get a 100% match up to $100. Now, let's talk about this game. Funny enough, this is actually a pretty good segue, okay? This is a segue because I want everybody investigated. I want, man. I know our I know our FBI right now are clowns, right? I know, but I need them to investigate everybody expeditiously, please, indubitably, please. Oh my God, everyone. I need Steph Castle investigated. I need Dylan Harper investigated. I need Wemby investigated. I need Mitch Johnson investigated. I need the refs investigated. I need everybody investigated from this game. Everybody got to get investigated. We got to lock some people up because this was ridiculous. This was absolutely ridiculous. This game should not have been this close. Now, I know you're thinking I'm about to like go off on the team because I'm not, but I'm also not going to praise them that much either. This is kind of a weird scenario that I'm in, at least from my perspective, is because I actually liked seeing this game more than the last one. Now, the last one I had like more fun, right? I'm not gonna lie, I had more fun than the last one because we're just whooping on this team. We're getting like 50 million Wemby highlights, right? But this game in particular, I'm actually happier about this game than the last one. I don't know if that makes sense. Not happier, maybe that's not the right word. All right, let me try to explain. So with that first game against the Dallas Mavericks, I wasn't necessarily sure if that was legit, right? Like I knew Wemby's legit. I knew that the team looked pretty doggone good. I liked the coaching. I liked the defense from everybody. Like, I really did enjoy that win. I really did. But in the back of my head, I also was thinking, the Dallas Mavericks, I mean, they got a rookie Cooper flag, right? Like, Anthony Davis looks pretty bad. And then if you look at him today, he made a lot of like weird mistake. I don't know what's going on with him. He just wants to be back in LA, I guess. But I was like, I'm just not sure, right? Like, I knew that Wemby was dominating, but I was like, I really want to see like how everyone else looks when things aren't going as well or a team is playing better on us defensively. And I think that this game answered those questions. Not only that, the first game as well, even though we were going against the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas, it wasn't really a hostile environment, really. You know, we had Go Spurs, Go Rants, or Chants, sorry. We had a multitude of Spurs fans in the building. I mean, shoot, I think Dallas Mavericks fans even gave up and just started cheering for us. Like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't a legitimate away game. It didn't feel like that, right? But this game was extraordinarily hostile. Like, very much so. Very hostile. That crowd was engaged the entire freaking game. Okay, kudos to the fans over there at New Orleans because they were locked in the entire game. Now I guess it's a little easier to do that when it's a close one, but I mean, I legitimately thought that they were great. Like, even when the Spurs got a little bit of distance from the Pelicans, they were still like loud, like it was a playoff game, right? So very hostile environment. Way better defense from the Pelicans, I would say. And also the referees, like I said, should be investigated. They were wearing Pelican jerseys underneath their uniforms because it felt like some of those calls was just out of left field, man. I mean, Wembanyama doesn't he doesn't get fouled out. Like and every time that these games where we see him getting close to being fouled out or he actually foul out, or I don't even know how many times he actually fouled out. The only game I can think of is was it against the Mavs his rookie year that he fouled out? And it might have been another game that comes to mind, but every time it's like really strange refereeing, right? Fouled out his debut. Okay. And that was against why am I blanking? Was it Mavericks? I think it was Mavericks. Wasn't our debut Mavericks? His debut Mavericks? Mavs? Okay. That's what I thought. I thought it was Mavericks. Yeah. Yeah, he fouled out, and that was a weird game, the calls that they were throwing his way. And this game was no different, bro. Like, oh my God, I felt like you just couldn't guard Zion, not because Zion was just so incredible, but just because he just runs into you, and if you're just standing there, it's a like jump straight up, it's a foul. Like, you can't do anything. You gotta let him bully you, I guess. I don't quite understand what they wanted. I mean, even Keldon had I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Keldon's defense was great this game or nothing like that, but there was one play in which Keldon got all ball, I thought, I thought they still called a foul, right? And he got fouled out. So very strange. Dylan Harper was 1 foul away from being fouled out. Devin Vassell was 2 fouls away from being fouled out. Like, they were just fouling out all our guys. Just really weird, or attempting to. I don't know what was going on there, but it's not like the San Antonio Spurs did themselves any favors with the amount of turnovers it felt like we were committing. One thing I'll say, and like I said, guys, I never look at the stats until I'm actually live, so I'm just now looking at the stats. I seen Wemby stats because everybody was talking about it, but everyone else I didn't see. But it's really hard for me, just my vibe right now, it's really hard for me to praise this team for this game, because it would be like someone shooting you in the leg and then supplying bandages. It's like, thank you, but like, you shot me. We shouldn't have been in this situation at all. You shouldn't have to save my life at all. You know what I mean? Like, that's how this game felt. It was like they were constantly making mistakes, and I can't even sum it up just to being young, because they've looked better before. At times they've looked better as a team, even last season. Right now, Dylan Harper, super young. I'm not gonna hold anything against him, but just the team as a whole, some of these guys that you would expect more out of, it just looks sloppy. It was just weird. And I'll say this right off the bat: I feel like the Spurs easily lose this game without Luke Kornet. Like, he was the best player for us tonight. Like, obviously Wemby was the best player. Obviously he's Wemby, but Kornet, as far as just what his role was, I felt like he played his role better than everyone else. It's like, I want to praise Julian Champagnie for that big 3 at the end, but he played like garbage most of this game. Defense was okay, but garbage most of this game. Harrison Barnes, same thing. Like, he went on a little run that was big. I'm glad he did, but good God, shouldn't have been in these scenarios. Shouldn't have been in these situations. Keldon's defense wasn't the best, but I won't harp on him too much this game. It's just weird, man. Just a weird game that really bothered me. It really bothered me. But I am happy for this win, because it does show this. I'm gonna get positive, okay? It does show this, and I'll look at the super chats now. I think I got 2 so far. Yeah, I'll read them in 1 second. There's a few reasons why I really like this game. I mean, I hated it, but I liked it. Is, like I said, refs not on our side, right? So they were pretty crazy this game. Some of the fouls that they were calling, and we'll look at our fouls versus their fouls, and even if it's near the same, the stuff they were calling out on us was a little ridiculous. Okay. Number 2, you have 2 players foul out. I mean, what do you do? Number 3, you're missing Sohan, and I feel like you really felt missing Sohan in this game, mind you. There were some plays, especially like in the first half, where we could not stop the Pelicans on the perimeter. And if you look at the statistics, advanced analytics, he does a pretty good job with players around the perimeter, right? So that was pretty rough. So I think we were missing him, and then we were also missing Fox. Obviously, we need a point guard out there. No offense to Castle, but I'm convinced, and I've been like this since UConn. I'm convinced that he's more of like a either backup point guard, 6-man type player. I just don't think he's a legitimate point guard. And then Dylan Harper, it seemed as if what they were going to, or how they were going about it, was they were making sure that his role is just to score. But he had some really good passes in there as well. But it didn't feel like Dylan Harper was looking to pass. And at Rutgers, he had to be one of the main scorers, him and Ace Bailey. But there were a multitude of plays where he's always looking, for open guys. But it seemed like in this game, they just wanted him to go out there and attempt to score. Funny enough, he went 3 for 12, which is horrible. But those 3 baskets were actually very important. At least 2 of them were very important. And then like 2 of his free throws were really, really clutch. Like, we needed that run to stay in the game. So yeah, and I think there's one more thing. Hold on. I think I ended up putting it. I immediately tweeted out. Oops. Let me make sure. There was one more thing, I think. Maybe not. Oh, and also they just play horrible down the stretch, right? So those kind of the main things. We're missing guys. We got some foul outs, and we were horrible down the stretch. So, and even with all of that, this Spurs team showed how good they're going to be this season. I think that this was a better test than that last one, and they showed how good they're going to be this season. Because even with all of the mistakes, the sheer amount of mistakes that they made, they still managed to get some really important shots off, but also be able to do enough to win, right? And our defense at times felt very suffocating for the Pelicans. Obviously not the whole time, but at times, down in stretches, it seemed very suffocating. And I kind of like that Victor Wembanyama and Cornet duo that they were doing there, that Mitch Johnson was doing there. I kind of like it. But yeah, we desperately need our power forward back and our point guard back. Like it's not even close. And all right, so we probably should talk about a few players individually. I already talked about Harrison Barnes and Julian Champagnie. Barnes went on a stretch that was really important. Julian Champagnie hit a big shot at the end, but good God, it took a lot to get there. Vic, that last foul was a foul. I know some Spurs fans said that it wasn't. It was a foul. And he should have known better than to go for that. I don't know what he was thinking there. I don't even know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't even know if Vic knew that he had 5 fouls. I don't know. It was kind of strange. I don't know why he did that. And yeah, I mean, this is a really casual take. This is super casual, me saying this, but I would have liked him to be a little bit more fired up about that. Like I need Vic to talk to refs more, because I know that he said before, like, it's not my job to play politics, right? Like, I don't want to just sit out here and talk to refs and all that, but that's a big part of it. And I don't think Vic does it enough, right? He needs to argue his case, because you are the superstar. You're the best player on the court, and them calling 6 fouls on you in an overtime game is ridiculous, especially when you're more than likely going to be the best shot blocker of all time. Yeah, I'm not convinced that Victor Wembanyama fouled 5 times. A lot of it felt like ticky-tacky fouls. Like, what are we doing? It didn't feel like fouls for Vic. So they should have. No, he gotta plead his case a little bit more. Devin Vassell was he was weird. He felt weird just because it seemed like he had he did. Yeah, I just said. I was going to say it felt like he had a really bad game, but he kind of did. He did just have a bad game. I don't even have anything to say about it. Like, he hit some really big shots. Once again, like I said, lots of players that happen. He hit some big shots, but it seemed like Devin and Keldon on a couple plays, it just seemed like they were getting bailed out by Cornet. Like, Luke Cornet was just bailing everybody out. It was very frustrating. But overall, Devin Vassell had the highest plus minus. And by the way, this doesn't mean that I think Devin shouldn't start, right? I think he should definitely start. I just think we need a legitimate, point guard. We miss Fox. Steph Castle hit a huge shot down the stretch, but oh my God, and I'm sure he would even say this, he was pretty bad, right? I mean, I'll just be honest with you guys. He was pretty bad. Listen to Clan? Which part? Which part are y'all listening to? He was bad. Steph Castle was really bad as a point guard, but I don't think that he is a legitimate, point guard, right? He makes the first reads, very simple pick and rolls, really great, cutting the ball, or, just a good cutter overall, but it was pretty bad. Yeah, the turnovers is what was really, really bad. It was just like, I don't know where your head is at here. It was one pass where it's like, well, you got to know who you're passing to, right? Like, he tried to do an alley-oop to Luke Cornet, and Luke Cornet got some hops, but he put it up there like Wemby was on the court. it was like, what are we doing? You know, like it was quite a few plays like that from Castle. It's only his second year. It's not like I'm sitting here and being like he's a bad player. Like Castle's incredible. I just think that we need a legit point guard, right? But I will say this: as bad as Steph Castle was throughout this game, that UConn championship Castle came out. He hit that big shot. Like I said, can't praise you too much. He shot me and then won a supply bandage. But down in overtime, I don't think we win without Steph Castle. You know, like he did really well. I know the last couple plays were kind of funky. I don't know what was going on there, but he did, you know, seal it away. He helped seal that bad boy away. Him and Devin, I think. So they weren't flustered because Wemby got kicked out, even though I wish Wemby would argue on his behalf. Like, he just accepted his fate. Like, like he just accepted his fate. Like, at least give it a try, man. At least give it a try. But anyways, Keldon already talked about him. He has some really good rebounds in there. Yeah, you can see he has a rebound. Yeah, offensive rebound. So he saved quite a few as well. But Keldon was still Keldon. But he was fine. He was fine. I'm not gonna argue too much. There's nothing I can say right now that I haven't said 50 million times, right? Carter Bryant didn't get that much playing time. I thought he would get more this game. But I guess we'll see in the next coming games. I don't know when Sohan and Fox will be back, but I think we'll have a better idea of what Carter Bryant's minutes will look like pretty soon. Luke Cornett was perfect. I have nothing poor to say about you, big man. You were great. I mean, legitimately great. He was locked in, played his role to a T. Yeah, I can tell you came from the Celtics. Did his role, did his thing. I mean, I don't even know. He saved the game. I mean, just to be honest with you, 9 offensive rebounds, bro. He had 12 overall, and 9 of them were offensive rebounds. Like, he salvaged any issues we had. Cornette missed all lobs, though. You think I care that Cornette missed? First off, one of those. Well, I guess they would just count it as a turnover for Castle, but one of those, like, I don't know how he would have got that lob. He was perfect. Yeah, he got overthrown a lot. Yeah, they kept passing him the ball like he was Vic. But he was basically perfect. I have no complaints whatsoever. I do have a couple of complaints, but this is more for the league. I thought Luke Cornett had 2 blocks, and Wembanyama had 10. I was counting during the game, like when he got going, and I was, because initially I was counting the blocks that he had on Zion. I ended up counting up to 10. They were always a block behind me. I don't know how it ended up just being 9. I could have sworn he had 10. But whatever. It is what it is. Oh, Dylan Harper. I already kind of talked about Dylan Harper. So offensively, he was pretty bad, but he's young. I think what it really came down to, and I'm glad that Mitch Johnson gave him many minutes as he did. But what it really came down to is he's not getting the same calls that he would have got with Rutgers. He's not going to get the same calls that Zion was getting like 50 million times. But overall, you know, I think that he kind of found his footing, you know, as the game went on. He went on that huge stretch where Mitch basically was like, all right, salvage this, save this game. And he could get to the cool thing about Dylan Harper is he can get to the rim basically at will. It's just going to be a matter of him, you know, starting to open up his horizons and see what he can and can't get away with. And he's still trying to figure that out. So he really struggled. I think just offensively trying to get to the rim, that was pretty tough on him. But he had some really good plays in there. I think Dylan Harper had like a really nice corner pass to Castle down the stretch, which I think Castle missed the shot, but that was a really nice pass. That would have been huge. I think he missed that shot, if I'm remembering correctly. But Harper was fine. And not one time was I watching and I was just like rolling my eyes at Dylan. And it's like, he's gonna make these mistakes, right? It's fine for him to make these mistakes. It is what it is. Yeah, I like his vision too. Even though he didn't get to really display his vision this game, I do like his vision, and he played good enough. Now I will admit that down the stretch in overtime, I wasn't screaming at my TV to put Dylan Harper in, right? Like I just wasn't. He's not there yet, but I still believe in my heart of hearts that he could start this season. I still believe it. I came back on it a little bit after the injury, but I really do believe that he could start this season. And I'm really hoping that Castle would end up being a well, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough to think about. Because I would like Steph Castle to be the sixth man. But then if Steph Castle is the sixth man, you bring in Fox. Take Julian out. Move Harrison Barnes to small forward. Yeah, maybe there's no room for him to start. Because Devin Vassell is probably not coming out of the starting lineup. We'll see. It might not be any room for him to start, honestly. But yeah, so let's take a look at the fouls, because I kept saying that we got more fouls than them, but I didn't actually check this. Okay, so we got 6 more fouls than them, but it really did. Maybe this is my bias a little bit, but it really felt like our fouls were very unfair. Like, I mean, Pelicans were fouling, and they were crying so much till they were reviewing fouls that were blatant fouls for them. But like I said, I felt like I think Wemby as I know that sounds crazy, but I think Wemby as the leader should probably cry a little more, just a little bit, just cry a little bit more. Argue on your behalf a little bit more, man, because that was ridiculous. Refs needed an earful, man. We were too kind in this one. You know, Pop would have lost it. I don't want us to just be mildly frustrated by that BS. Okay, so our bread and butter is going to be defense, and the Spurs held, as bad as we played, man, we held them to a worse field goal percentage. As bad as we played, and it felt as if they were hitting quite a few threes, but Spurs managed to keep them at 31% at, you know, and ours at 30. Okay, I was just trying to make sure that won't be copyrighted. Wait, how many times did Zion get to the line, bro? Oh, it's right here. 16? He got to the line 16 times, y'all. Wemby had more points than him, and he got to the line 16 times. I don't hate Zion or anything, but I will admit I hate his play style. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so frustrating. And that's not going to win you anything, right? That's going to be fun for the regular season, but that's not going to win you anything, the way that he plays. Let's see here. We had way more rebounds, so we beat them in that regard. So let's just see everything that they beat us in. So they beat us in three-point percentage. They beat us in free throw percentage. We were 65%. They beat us. Honestly, funny enough, defense is what won us this game. Yeah, funny enough, defense like literally won us this game. 59 to their 46. They had more steals, but 13 blocks to their 3. Interesting. But yeah, anyways, let me go ahead and read these super chats. That's my thoughts on it. It felt like a game where we shot ourselves in the foot for no reason. But also with everything against us, with the refs, with how poorly we were executing, with the hostile crowd, the Spurs still managed to win this game. Oh, and without Vic in overtime, and without KJ, and without 2 of our main, guys that we absolutely need, the Spurs still managed to win. So I think it shows, and this is a young team a young team together, right? And I think that they haven't really, played together that much, and they still manage to win. So I think that shows how good they're going to be this season, mind you. I don't mean like in the future, no, this season they're going to be a playoff team, And I think that this showed that even when you have as many flaws as you had throughout a game and you got some things to work on, that defense was still there. And it still held true. So Wemby was incredible defensively, as always. But anyways, Little Rock says, you might be right about Wemby needing a go-to move. It showed tonight. Great start, but not great down the stretch in the fourth. Yeah, I think they might have fouled him on that play, but at the end of the fourth where he took that mid-range shot, I think he definitely was fouled. But it also felt like there's no plan here, right? And with Wemby, he's so good because he's so quick with his decision-making that sometimes that can work, right? But in that scenario, it didn't. But I will say this, beginning of overtime, it looked like Wemby was about to go off. It looked like he was absolutely about to go off before he got, kicked out. But you're right. Like he needs something. Because you look at some of the best players ever, even if they're double teamed. Like you look at Kobe, he gonna get that shot off, and there's nothing you can do about it. And Wemby, it felt a little sloppy. Like I don't really know where we're going with this, and we're just praying. But yeah, Wemby was still great. But showed some flaws that we need to work on. All right, next super chat is from Brendan Towngate. He says, MVP of this game is Luke Cornett. No way do the Spurs win this without him. I absolutely agree with you. Like I said, he was the best player on the court. I mean, other than Wemby, but you know what I mean. He played his role to a T better than everyone else. He outplayed everyone else on his team. I mean, he was just solid, man. He was just solid. Knew his role, knew what he was doing. We never had to worry when he was on the court. Man, by the way, it's so nice to have him and not have to worry about Zach Collins. Brandon gave another super chat. He says Harper got hacked multiple times with no call. Refs were atrocious. Yeah, that's the thing. When I said that he really needs to learn what he can and can't get away with, it wasn't a matter of was he fouled or not. It was a matter of, okay, you're trying the same thing over and over and they're not giving you that call, and you got to recognize that they're not giving you that call, right? And Dylan Harper's a strong dude, but this NBA talent, you might not be strong enough to create enough space where it wouldn't even matter, right? But yeah, I want to emphasize that the crowd was great. I was just looking at this clip over here. The crowd was great. I just want to emphasize that the Pelicans crowd was absolutely incredible. But yeah, let's see. Anything else that might have missed? I don't think so. Yeah, Wemby having 9 blocks is absolutely insane. I'm actually shocked that he had that amount of. I'm not shocked that he had that amount of blocks, but I'm a little shocked that as poorly as the whole team played, this is still what you get out of Wemby. Interesting stuff. The Pelicans have lost 2 really tough games in a row now. 2 really tough games for them. They just had a showdown with the Grizzlies, a close one with the Grizzlies, and now they lose a close one with us. So they're struggling. That's a tough 2-loss stretch right there. But as well as they're playing, or they played this game. I don't think they played great, but or like that. As well as they played, I think they can take out quite a few. But also one thing to keep in mind, I was gonna bring this up, kind of forgot for a second, but the San Antonio Spurs, number 1 in our division right now. So that's really good. We're number 1 in our division. So Memphis got murdered tonight. Did you guys see the Memphis game? Absolutely murdered tonight. Absolutely murdered. Look at this. 146 to 114. But like the beginning of the game, they just got demolished, bro. 44 to 25, 42 to 22. Like they just got destroyed in this game. It was sad. So Grizzlies got some major flaws. But then again, I think they're missing like Zach Edey and Who else they missing? Who are the Grizzlies missing, y'all? Because they have to start Jocelyn Dale right now. Like, it's pretty bad. But, yeah. Well, it's our division. I think it's good to keep up with our division. We're doing good. We're doing good. I saw something pop up on the screen, but, oh, man, that was, it was a new member. Welcome. All right. End segment. It's still scary to think this wasn't Wemby's best game. It's scary to think this was everybody's worst game. And you still managed to win. But the thing is, one thing I'm afraid of, though, is I don't want this to be Wemby and friends. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this to be Wemby and friends. You guys know what I mean by that, right? Like, I want this to be Wemby and company. That's probably the same thing. But I don't want it to just be, you know, there's Wemby and then everybody else. And you just got to, like, fit in Wemby. Like, I want him to have co-stars. I want him to not have to do everything. I want structure, and I want us to execute. Right? I don't want to see a team, and we're tired of seeing it, and they're really young, but tired of seeing a team shoot themselves in the foot. I don't want to see that anymore. I'm tired of seeing that. It's time for us to kind of move forward from that. But yeah. I don't want it to just be there's Wemby and then just everybody else. If it's no Wemby, we lose. Like, I don't want that. You know, and none of the Spurs teams, maybe maybe a couple Spurs teams, but during our championship run, I don't really recall, or championship runs, I don't recall Tim Duncan sitting down and then everything falls to crap, you know? Like, that's not what happened. Tim Duncan, Tony, and Manu could sit, and we still watched that game expecting to win. And I know that we're not at that level yet. But that's kind of the expectation that I have for this team, that even if Wemby sits for 10 games, I expect us to win 7, you know? Nita's good enough to do that. But like I said, Fox coming back and Sohan coming back is going to be huge. I don't know when they'll be back, but whenever they're back, that's going to be huge. We have no shooters. Well, that's why defense saved us, right? Hopefully, I know it's a lot of hopefullys, but hopefully we get Fox from a couple years ago. That would be nice. Am I lagging? I'm lagging a little bit. Why am I lagging? I have no idea why I'm lagging. Wemby was -12 tonight. Yeah, Wemby was -12. I think we only had 2 players in the positive plus minus. Was it Devin and Cornette? Yeah, only. Oh, no, that's not true. Harrison Barnes and Julian Champagny were also in the positive. Dylan Harper in the positive as poorly as he played offensively. He made some big plays, man. Did enough. I wonder if we didn't play him because he was in foul trouble in OT. I wonder if that's why. Maybe not. How many in the regular season? How many OTs can you go down until it's a tie? You can tie in the NBA, right? We don't see it that often, so. You guys know how many OTs is after second overtime? There's no ties? Oh. What am I thinking about? They keep playing? No ties? In a regular season? Interesting. What's the most overtimes ever? Oh, really? He's torching him? Luka's torching the Wolves? He has 45 points. Jeez. He is torching them. What's my... I have such a bad lag. Let me see. Let's see something. See if I can fix it. Did that fix it? Maybe. Okay, I don't know. It might have fixed it. The lag is crazy. Yeah, I don't really know why. Like my camera was lagging. It's still a little bad, but I don't know. Keldon had a good game. Keldon saved some buckets, but Keldon also didn't play the best, but you know. It's a little better. It's a little off from the audio. Like slightly off. All right, let's see if there's any. Oh, we do. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, snap. They posted all of them at once, dude. Nice. Nice. All right. So, as I said, guys, I'm sorry for the lag. I'm sorry for the lag. I don't know what's going on tonight, okay? It gave up. It gave up. My camera gave up, kind of like how the Spurs almost gave up tonight. They didn't give up. They just played really dumb. But I want to take a look at what Mitch Johnson had to say. So I definitely want to see that. They just posted it. So I'm starting to realize that everything gets posted like literally an hour after the game. Like on the dot, hour after the game they post. So now that we know that, we know when to get on, okay? Not on live stream, but when to start looking for the videos. But before we talk about any of that, as always, really quick, big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this segment. And as you guys see, I'm scrolling right here because I just like having a good time. So if you don't know what Sleeper is, you can do daily fantasy sports. If you're not interested in that, they also have a huge section here, as you can see. Well, I'm in the NFL section right now. But as you can see, where you can see highlights, updates, live scores. Like, for instance, at the point of this recording, we got the freaking Lakers and the Wolves. Sorry, I blanked for a minute. And like the chat told me, Luka's putting on a show versus them, right? So if you guys are interested at all, please download the app. Use my link below, and you support the sponsor, you support the channel, okay? And also, if you want to make any picks, you just go to the middle part right here, go over to NBA, and my internet is really dumb, and you could just hit. I think our boy Tyrese Maxey has more than 26 points, right? You hit more, you pick a few more, and then you add it on, and you can get some moolah, okay? But use that promo code CLAN, and you get 100% match up to $100. All right, let's take a look. Shut up, bro. Mick, shut up. All right, let's take a look at what Mitch Johnson had to say. So stupid. Oh, you guys can't hear anything, bro. I'm so sorry. Here we go. I didn't realize you couldn't hear anything.
I thought everybody had some really rough moments tonight, and it was good to see, especially in the second half, and then, winning time or crunch time, that end of the fourth and overtime. A lot of guys stepped up and made plays. Obviously, some guys made some shots, but there was a really good competitive response, and you don't always have your A game individually or collectively, and to be able to play through some of that and finish strong says something about those guys' character and competitiveness.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I agree. Like it showed character. But good God, man, you shoot yourself in the foot and then you have to come back from it. But yeah, like I said, and like we said in the other segment, like Castle was really good down the stretch for the most part. Like I don't think we win without his stretch in overtime. And I felt like we did finish strong in certain regards. But then got a little too comfortable in other regards. So, yeah, I'm curious how he's going to phrase some of those issues. But, yeah.
Specifically, this kind of game highlight why you guys brought him to Cornet.
Yeah, he was probably the only guy that played a really clean game, just in terms of not a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. Some guys made some plays, but they also were pressing at times, got a little ahead of ourselves. Felt like for a little bit we were a step slow defensively, a step fast offensively. And he was just kind of steady hand. He was just kind of a steady hand, and he was a calming presence on both ends while also being impactful.
We're talking about Cornet, right? You guys say he sound like Doc Rivers. Hold on. I have to do this every time. You guys know who he sounds like. Why do I have to always do this? Why do I always have to do this with you guys?
Despite those guys making those mistakes, like what did you think of just sort of the resilience they showed? They kept coming back.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that they kept coming back. If anything, there's a desire for them to not flinch and not hesitate quicker. Miss a shot, make a mistake, brain fart defensively. We want to get back quicker. And a lot of it, again, is because they want to do the right thing. And we all respond because we're competitive, but we need to get them back. And it was good because I think as the game went on, they got back quicker. And you saw some guys that went from making mistakes to making plays pretty quickly. One of his greatest strengths is his fearlessness, and so at times our greatest strengths can be a weakness or a shortcoming, and you see that at times. He's fearless, doesn't care who's in front of him or how many people, and he wants to be aggressive.
Where's the trigger?
And we don't want to take that away from him. And so
where is she?
To make a play there. That wasn't a great play that Drew recalled. He was playing basketball. And
blowing his cover, bro.
Again,
I'm sorry.
Some of the things you guys just talked about in terms of the response and the confidence to be able to do that in that moment speaks volumes.
Why would he use the same voice from his secret identity?
Zion Williamson's a load, so it's tough to guard him. There's some of those plays where there's just a lot of contact. I'm not even complaining. Like, I don't really even know. It's hard. I feel for the refs, to be honest, in real time, because he's going that way. It's like the movable object makes the yeah. But I actually commended Victor and Keldon just in terms of there's a lot of guys in this league that try to not foul out to stay in the game, and so to try to make a play that you thought your team needed at that time, they called a foul.
so true. You agree with that? Am I tripping? You commend them for making a bad decision because they weren't afraid about fouling out because the team needed that play? It's one play. Vic's last, I don't think Vic should have had 6 fouls. I will say that. But his last foul, that was just dumb. I don't know why he did that. I don't know. Like I said before, fouling out is not the worst thing in the world. It happens sometimes. But I do wish that they were like fighting on their behalf a little bit with the refs, Like I really need them to get on to the refs or talk to them a little bit more. And it seems like Vic just refused. He just refused. You got to talk to him. I'm so not sold on Mitch. Wait, no. Not just from this one thing. Like Mitch Johnson, I think, is a really good coach. And the positive spin is probably fine. Maybe he tells the media one thing and then he goes and tells them, hey, we really need to clean that up. But I don't know. I'm not going to commend, at least as a fan, I'm not going to commend Wemby and Keldon for fouling out of the game. They got to fight. You got to fight with the refs a little bit. I felt like we weren't really it got ridiculous. Some of these calls were ridiculous. But yeah. What's up, Clan, the Spurs fan? What's up, man?
I had no beef with that. They didn't get called for a silly foul where they weren't ready or they were out of position because they weren't in the right starting spot. If you're competing, things happen, and they trust their teammates to come in and finish the job. And I think that's, some guys would choose the other.
Okay, maybe I should have finished maybe I should have finished what he was saying because, okay, I agree with him there. I guess that's what he's saying. Like, they weren't getting like really dumb fouls or silly fouls, and I agree with that. But the last foul from Wemby was dumb. And I wasn't, who am I? I'm just a guy on the couch talking Spurs with you guys, right? But like, it seemed like, I don't know. I don't know if Wemby knew he was about to be fouled out. I don't know. I don't know if he knew it was 5 fouls he had already in that moment. It was just strange. That seemed like a play that you don't, not that you don't go for, but he just swiped down. Like, I don't know. But most of the fouls were like really dumb fouls. Like they weren't out of position or anything like that. And I do understand the way that the Pelicans were playing and the way that Zion plays, which is very frustrating, is just that he's just this big wrecking ball. And in the NBA, like they're going to call, especially in the regular season, they're going to be calling fouls, right? That's why I think that him in the playoffs won't work. His play style will not work in the playoffs, right? You're not going to win anything in the playoffs. But in the regular season, you can get away with it. They'll send you to the line. Clan, that last foul was unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. That's the only thing I disagree with, but I think he was just saying all the fouls as a whole because the game didn't end with that last foul. It did end, or his game didn't end because that last foul. It was all the fouls leading up to it. But it also sounded like he kind of insinuated that like they weren't afraid to get that last foul, which I don't agree with. I think you should be afraid to get that last foul. I mean, yeah, trust your teammates. Yeah, sure. But, like, you're Victor Wembanyama, Hold on. Let me listen to it again.
I actually commended Victor and Keldon just in terms of there's a lot of guys in this league that try to not foul out to stay in the game. And so to try to make
No, he did literally say that.
A play that you thought your team needed at that time, they called a foul. I had no beef with that. They didn't get called for a silly foul where they weren't.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's saying the ending, they didn't get called for a silly foul. I just disagree with Mitch. I disagree with our coach, but hey, he's a phenomenal. I won't say he's a phenomenal coach. We don't know that yet, but he's a very good coach. I think he is a very good coach and a smart coach. So, what do I know?
Ready or they were out of position because they weren't in the right starting spot. If you're competing, things happen, and they trust their teammates to come in and finish the job. And I think that's, some guys would choose the other.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson's last foul was BS. I mentioned that in the other one. Couple Keldon fouls were legitimate, but yeah, that last foul was. I was like, that's not. Come on, that was all ball. But he did make contact. It was body contact, but he got the ball clean right there. You know.
When you guys were on defense, they tried to kind of like squeeze Vic with some like kind of post screens. What do you think?
Yeah, Mitch did play Harper way more. I guess it kind of. I guess what he said about like them trusting each other is also something that he kind of shows as well. Like he trusts his team. He trusts people to be out there and do their thing. I will say these 2 games, I don't think that it was coaching at all. Like I know some people after this game was like Mitch Johnson. I made a joke like Mitch Johnson should be arrested or whatever, but I was just joking. Like I don't think that this was like poorly coached at all. Like his lineups were really impressive, I thought. And he did things in very timely. It was very timely situation. He trusted Dylan Harper to a large extent. And it was a stretch where it was very obvious and blatant that the coaching staff said, go out there and get us some buckets, you know? And yeah, regardless of, that's the one thing that's different between him and Pop. Regardless of all the mistakes that Dylan Harper was making, he made sure to, give him his chance to shine. I don't know how I feel about it, but every coach is different, right? He's not going to be Pop to a T. But yeah.
Their approach and some of the kind of ways they try to like muck it up with him, and how do you feel like him and the rest of the team communicate in that situation?
Yeah, they've done that in the past with obviously Zion Williamson, that low screen where it's tough because he gets ahead of momentum, and you got to make a decision whether you're going to try to meet him with momentum as you're backing up or moving laterally, or typically it's putting a smaller body on him. And so it was a team effort in terms of trying to slow him down and then make a wall and give resistance without fouling. And that, again, you're going to lead to some fouls and some collisions and block charges and whatnot. And I thought our guys navigated well, especially as the game went on. It takes a lot of communication, and you have different people at times and different schemes in terms of what you want them to do defensively. And so to stay connected takes a lot of mental focus, fortitude, and communication. I thought, again, we got better as the game went on, especially in the end of fourth quarter and overtime.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Phyllis says, I'm watching the live stream from the beginning, but what's up, Clan? Hello, Phyllis. I am Clan from the future. How are you doing? But yeah, Luke Cornett has been so good. He's gonna be a consistent guy for us. Like he is great. Good stuff though. I agree with Mitch Johnson for the most part. I don't agree with. I don't know. I guess that's a positive spin on it. He's a very positive guy. Like, but that was a dumb foul from Vic down the stretch. I'm sorry. Like, we're in overtime. We need you. You just like. You're about to take their heart out. I saw that block. That dunk. Like, that was crazy. You're about to take their heart out. And then, like, you make a dumb play like that. Like, I don't know. It was unnecessary. When I saw him going for it, I was like, what is he doing? Like, what are you doing, Wemby? I don't know. I think Wemby got punished for his hubris. Have you seen the fragment of the post game that he cut? That was cut from the vids we can see on the internet now. What you mean? With him saying like I worked hard this effing summer or whatever? They didn't punish him for that. That's a little bit of a stretch. Is that what you're talking about though, Joey? I want to make sure that's what you're talking about before we end this segment. No, the link I just posted. Well, I can't click the link. Who cares? Post it for the people later. Whenever this video is uploaded. Post it in the vid. Alright. All right, do you guys want to do Luke and Wemby? You want to start with Luke or start with Wemby? Which one? Which one do we start with? Luke or Wemby? French vanilla. Wemby. That's 1 vote for Wemby. I gotta get 5 votes. And with Luke. All right, that's Wemby. Wemby has 2 votes. 3. 4. Okay. Oh. 4 and 1. We're 4 and 1. Can we get a 5th? Will Luke come back? Ah, Luke lost. Luke lost. All right, we'll start with Wemby. All right, we're going to start with Wembanyama. Let's see what Wembanyama had to say about this win. This is such a weird game because I keep almost saying loss. I keep saying that I'm so close to saying the Spurs lost this game because it felt like a loss. You know, this is not a game they would have won last season. I've been conditioned. I've been conditioned to expect losses in situations like this. So yeah, it's kind of messing me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not used to this. Everything that could have went wrong felt like it did go wrong in this game. It's a loss because Pelicans are a bad team. I felt like Pelicans played pretty well at times defensively, and they just kept coming at us. But the thing is, them being at home, and they obviously had an advantage. Like, it felt like a substantial advantage from the ref perspective and from just how great their fans were this game. I felt like they played off of that pretty well. But we kept taking their heart out. But then we would just shoot ourselves in the foot, you know? It's a W nonetheless. We're top of our division right now. Grizzlies are 1 and 1.
Really enjoyed it once it was over. Pretty stressful, of course. And I trust them.
I know you guys probably can't hear that. He's talking really. I don't know if he's talking soft or the mic isn't picking up right. So I'm gonna cut the music for a minute. Let's listen.
As much as they trust me, I was confident, and I saw, of course, when I found out that we shouldn't forget about the third and fourth quarter as well. All throughout the game, I mean, whether I was on or off the court, they did a great job and they made it happen.
As much confidence as you have, and then still that's got to be pretty helpless feeling.
Oh, one thing we didn't bring up before, Wembanyama's conditioning is great. He looks great. You know, last season it was, I guess it was the blood clot as well, but I would say even his first year as well, like, it seemed like he would get tired quite quickly. Like, well, he said that before. He said that during Summer League, his rookie year. He was like, yeah, I got tired really fast. Like, and we've seen that for 2 seasons now, but I think he's looked great. I haven't not one time seen him on the court and thought, dang, he looked kind of tired today. Like, both games and preseason, I felt like he could have gone 40 minutes in those games and been fine. I know y'all gonna say y'all clan glazing, but I'm gonna say it. Sohan's conditioning is very good, and a lot of times the Spurs will put him in a multitude of different positions throughout the course of a game, and he'll play so many minutes, and he doesn't look tired at all. Wemby, I see that. Clan the Sohan fan. Yep. I'm just saying. He looked good.
Yeah, of course. A little bit, but it's more like not fulfilling one of my duties. You know what I mean? Like, stay on the court, but at the same time, it's
Funny, all the weaknesses shown tonight are easily fixable. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's nothing that's just broken, right? It was also a mixture of us just kind of missing our shots. And I mean, the biggest of fixes is going to be getting Fox back. Like that's like the biggest of fixes is getting Fox back. And then defensively at times we kind of stumbled. We were a really good defensive team, but we stumbled a little bit. But it would have been nice to have, Sohan in there. So that's going to be fixed. Like that'll be fixed. But yeah, a lot of stuff, it was just small things. It wasn't nothing crazy. And the refs were a little wild in this game. Like, we weren't supposed to win this one. Well, we should have, but you know what I mean.
Not fulfilling one of my duties, you know what I mean, like, stay on the court, but at the same time, there's this will to not cheat on defense, and shout out to KJ as well for almost finding out and sacrificing when he needed to.
What is that?
Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I feel like I'm being gaslit a little bit. Am I crazy? Last segment we went over this, and Mitch Johnson mentioned this, and he said that it's good that they didn't think about basically said it's good that they didn't think about fouling out and worry about that, and they just played the game, even if it meant that they fouled out. Am I crazy to think that's crazy? Because now I just feel like I'm getting gaslit. Now Wemby's saying it. Am I crazy? I thought that's something you really should not do. And Wemby's foul in particular was ridiculous. Keldon trying to make a play, I mean, I thought it was better than what Wemby's was. Is that crazy? Depends on the situation. Yeah, this situation, like you're in overtime. Maybe it was like hey, I trust my team, and like he said, every time he sat down, they played well, so I'm just going to keep trying to make plays and not think about it because we'll be fine regardless. I guess that's what it is, because it seems kind of crazy to me. Maybe that's what it is. Wemby and Mitch. Oh, and thanks for the super chat, Brandon. He said Wemby and Mitch were talking about KJ fouling out, not Wemby, I'm fairly sure. No. Mitch Johnson said Wemby and Keldon. And now Wemby is talking about Keldon, so.
Oh, Kelvin found out? Yeah, yes. Okay. What you say?
Just the unique challenges facing time.
I mean, it's very, very different from any other scouting, so it's a lot of effort. It's some similar to Giannis in a way. It's hard, but
yeah, Wemby doesn't foul out. I'm trying to see if anybody. I don't know if you got. Does anyone agree with this? I guess we'll see the comments whenever this segment is uploaded, because
But it's good. It's good. It's my first time guarding him one-on-one, and now I know more about what to do.
What was working for you guys when you were 14 run?
0 turnovers. Yeah, Wemby has 0.
Stops and defense, and I feel like we had some moments where we would do great things as a team, both sides before, and some moment where it was just we were not as solid, and we knew they were gonna mess up at some point for sure, and our job was to not mess up, and this is what happens a lot.
The first couple of days of this season felt like different for you, just in terms of the reaction you're getting and the expectations that people have of what you and this team.
Not really in that sense, but it's feeling different for sure because we have newer and more.
We just need Fox right now because he can he's going to slow things down, get things together, right? You're not going to just continuously make like weird mistakes down the stretch. And eventually Dylan Harper will have that too. He got poised, but his role right now is literally like go out there and score. I don't think he has like full reign right now, which is okay. But he'll eventually get there. But Fox, yeah, we need him back bad, bro.
Tangible expectations for ourselves.
I feel like tonight was a good example of why this team was signed to win it.
If you ask my opinion, yeah, but I was convinced before.
How much does it mean?
AI Wemby's words. What are we talking about? What y'all talking about?
You have
Are you talking about that Wemby AI video that was going around? Where like he was talking trash about AD or whatever? Those are so cringe. The video I posted before. Oh, is that what it was? Wait, did you think that that was real? You thought the video was real? That's what Joey was talking about? Oh, man. Yeah, AI sucks. Oh, my gosh. AI is like, wow. It got you, bro? Like something like, here, this is how you know it's, well, I mean, sometimes even the mainstream media gets like faked out, especially you watch like First Take. Oh, my God, they fall for anything. But for the most part, like, Wemby saying something like that would be literally everywhere. No, I thought you'd be too tired to take the bait. Oh, you were trying to fool me. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to be fooled by that. Yeah, I'm not fooled by AI. Yeah. But it would be posted everywhere, like, said something like that. And those are rarely funny either, because whoever writes them, it's like, you're not funny. You're doing too much, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's great. Great. We know that's a guy who's ready to sacrifice for the team. And when you have that kind of abilities, physically and technically, it's always better to have him on your side.
It's crazy to Kelvin for being willing to foul out just to try to make the play.
Yeah.
I guess when you're in your position, how tough is it to manage, like, I want to be aggressive, but I also need to try to stay out there with me?
Very tough. Also because we're, a lot of our tactics is based on my ability to help my teammates. So it's very hard, but I usually don't foul much, so it's not something I'm worried about.
And they kind of had a strategy on offense to keep you kind of boxed in and crunched.
Maybe they, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping about it. Maybe this is me getting gaslit. I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one. They're very calm about it. I thought the fouling out was a little silly, but it doesn't happen often. And it usually only happens when the refs are being kind of crazy. So.
When you regarding Zion, your biggest weapon on defense is you can cover so much ground. Yeah. They want to kind of control where you are. What do you think of that?
I think it was an attempt to get me off of Zion, but it made it hard because once I needed to go under the screens because it's not a good idea to go over. And what was hard is for my teammates to find their man back because they need to be a presence on the ball.
Wait, what did he say? Who wasn't good at going over? I misunderstood.
Go under the screens because it's not a good idea. It made it hard because once I needed to go under the screens because it's not a good idea to go over. And what was hard is for my teammates to.
Well, you don't want to go over a screen for Zion, right? You don't want to do that.
To find their man back because they need to be a presence on the ball. Well, I go under it, but the guy goes and is in their back, so it takes a lot of communication and trust in your teammates because you have to leave a guy trusting that I'm behind.
Just very briefly on the big news in the league yesterday. I know sports betting has been very common in Europe for a long time. What, as someone who was used to that, what was your reaction to what happened?
All right, Prom. See you later.
How do you feel about that in general?
Remind me about the situation.
There were.
I heard of it, but not all.
Yeah, there were arrests of a prominent NBA coach and a player.
Possibility, right?
From Miami.
And who? Terrorism?
Yes. Yeah. Allegations that they were involved in gambling, including.
Dang, asking Wemby about the gambling. Or the illegal gambling, that is. Betting on your own sport is crazy.
Okay. Wow, it's messed up. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Good job for him not going to. I mean, he's not going to go in on it. He sounded like he didn't really know about it. Fellas, I'm going on a beer run. Do I get Shiner or Blue Moon? Blue Moon. Blue Moon is like the only beer that I've had where I'm like, Hey, this isn't disgusting. Really? Everyone's saying Shiner? Is it Shiner? Is that how you say it? Maybe I never had it. Blue Moon. Blue Moon. If you have to choose. Blue Moon easy? Yeah, Blue Moon. Shiner's the easy answer? I don't know. I don't know beers. Y'all might be right. Texas Easy Shiner. Ah, okay. All American beers are disgusting. Sorry, bro. Maybe I need to like try beers outside. Well, I tried. No, I didn't. I didn't try a beer in Japan. I didn't. Blue Moon with the orange slice. Ah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You guys wanted to look at Luke Cornett. All right, before we take a look at Luke Cornett, big shout out to today's sponsor as always, Sleeper. Use the promo code below, and then it says Clan. You see that? And you'll get a 100% match up to $100 if you do the daily fantasy sports, if that's something that you're interested in. Super simple. You go onto the app. As you can see here, what you think Kelly Oubre, right? Kelly Oubre. Oh, okay, he'll get more than 13 points. I think he'll get more than 13, right? And then Franz Wagner. 24 is kind of high against them, against Chicago. And I'm gonna go less, right? And then you just add it, or you view your entry, you put in your entry, and you can make yourself some money. If you don't care about that at all, don't worry, okay? There's social media as well. So, did Luka end with? Luka ended with 48 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Good God. But yeah, so as you can see here, you can see breaking news, injuries, stats, highlights, all that good stuff, right? I'm on here constantly during San Antonio Spurs games just to check out this segment and just see the highlights and see what the stats are in the midst of a game. You can see the live scores as well when a game is going on. So, well, I can show you right here. If you go to this Clippers game, that's what's going on right now. And yeah, you can see exactly what's going on. You can see literally the game feed one by one, and people are also reacting to them. So if you guys are interested in this at all, please go check it out. Link below. Just download Sleeper from the description box. All right, let's take a look at our boy here, Cornett. So as you guys know, Luke Cornett was awesome this game, and yeah, he was the best player on the court. I mean, other than Wemby, he played the best on the court. I'll say that. That's how I'll phrase it. That's how I should phrase it.
Yeah, sorry to the fans. Fortunately, we were able to come out with a win. I think it was great. Obviously, Williamson can draw a lot of fouls and stuff like that, so it's kind of part of what it is. But it was a good team effort, and everyone just kind of stepping up at different points of the game and being able to come out with a win was great.
What is your approach individually then as a team as you got to try to finish that without victory?
Yeah, I mean, it's just win the game. I feel like, I mean, that's kind of what it always is. Obviously, just a change in terms of how it might look, especially offensively. But I feel like everyone just kind of dialed in and ready to step up. And, yeah, kind of different guys at each point just sort of made the right play and were able to make
Exactly. Who needs Luka when you got Luke? Exactly.
shots. And we're fortunate enough to come out on the right side.
What's Luke's stat line? What was it, guys? He went like 6 for 9. Was it like 14 points, something like that? Let's see. He had like 12 rebounds and 9 offensive rebounds. Yeah, 14 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. No turnovers. And 1 personal foul, which is very impressive with how quickly they were handing out fouls in this game. So, yeah, he did great. Or you can check out the stats on Sleeper. Link below the description in the description box.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I feel like
Yeah, Castle had a lot of turnovers. A lot of bad turnovers, too.
yeah, he really stepped up. He made some big shots, made a lot of free throws down the stretch, and then I feel like just the force that he played with, kind of attacking the basket. I mean, in the open court, and also just when he has some space, he's really dangerous and can really make his way down there and carve out space. So it was just a great competitive, resilient effort by him, and yeah, great to see. And I feel like it's something we hope for the identity of this team to be, just just kind of figuring out.
Once Fox is back, turnovers should go down, though. Yeah, I agree with that. And, I don't want it to – that's the one thing that I'm not that worried about, but slightly worried about is I don't want it to get to a point where you're heavily reliant on certain people being in the game all the time, right? Like, I guess maybe I got a little PTSD from that from last season where it's like if Wemby isn't here, we're going to lose, or there's a big possibility that we lose. And I just don't want that to be the case anymore, Like, I would like for it to be to a point where if Fox can't go, that we still convincingly win games here and there, especially in the regular season. But I know that they're super young. Castle's only his second year. Dylan Harper's first year in the NBA. I understand. But hopefully as the season go on, they get a little bit more. I mean, they get plenty of playing time, but they keep getting playing time, keep getting reps, and, learn from what Fox is doing on the court. Seeing more Fox and Sohan is going to even solidify. I know the Spurs got a plan that they're going through with from the offseason, but I think it's going to solidify and things are going to adjust to those guys being on the floor. And they're going to continuously reevaluate what's working, what's not working, the coaching staff that is, and then, adjust to so. So I think that them actually seeing Fox at work and seeing how he finishes these games, and because he's super clutch, right? Like, people forget how clutch Fox is. He won Clutch Player of the Year a few years ago, right? Do you guys remember? What year was that? Hey, Alexa, what year did De'Aaron Fox win Clutch Player of the Year?
From rotoballer.com. April 19th, 2023, Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox has officially won the first ever Clutch Player of the Year award for the 2022-23 regular season.
Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't realize it was the first year that it ever existed that he won it. But yeah, he's very clutch. So they'll get to see how to finish games at an efficient rate. And honestly, which is kind of crazy because, I mean, yeah, we had Fox a little bit, not for long, and we had Chris Paul, but Chris Paul wasn't Chris Paul. So I don't know if Steph Castle really gotten to see how to truly finish games. I mean, I know he was with UConn. He knows how to win. Like, he's a winner. But just in the NBA, I don't know. I think it does something a little different when you actually have a guy on your team constantly doing it night in and night out, and you're on the court with them. I don't know. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm just yapping.
Yeah, just whatever guy, like, in the moment kind of needs to make the play, and Steph was great, especially in that stretch.
I think the second line should turn over time from the sidelines to the cheerleader, coach, and everything like that.
Yeah, I don't remember any words that were said, but I do, like, everyone was very engaged in the timeouts. Vic and KJ were both super engaged, which obviously both fouled out, but
Bro triggered my I have control over all of your homes right now. Isn't that crazy? I am a god. Watch this. Alexa. Nothing. Never mind. There we go. How you like that? How you like that? Yeah. How you like that? Yeah. 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 Alexa, how do you make peanut butter?
Okay, for peanut butter,
Okay, I told her to stop. But y'all couldn't hear it, though. So yours is telling you right now how to make peanut butter. Enjoy that. Enjoy that recipe. Thanks for the super chat, Landon. He says Spurs at 3, sniper 35% or better away from a chip. Keep in mind Lindy Waters is hurt, and he should help with that. I'm hoping that Garcia gets some time, man. I think Garcia would actually be pretty good. Yeah.
a lot about them.
Clan letting the power get to his head.
They're, just wanting us to win, and glad that we came out with the win. And I feel like our team was just very, kind of connected and cohesive. And
I hope you're doing amazing too, Oliver.
they're just kind of hungry for a win today.
How closely you follow the Spurs the rest
Hey, Google. I see the super chat, but I don't see it pop up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously every team is going to kind of present different challenges.
I'll answer that in a minute, Greg.
I feel like, at least for me, down the stretch, there's obviously trying to just stay in front of Zion and have to make plays. And I mean, it felt like every single possession is just like, it's just the ball getting a little loose here, just being able to get enough good of a contest. And I mean, when you're playing in the court, you don't always have the best perspective of everything that's going on. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm just there to try to help us win, try to help us, just play kind of sound, square basketball, and hopefully, especially get rid of just kind of like the real easy, cheap stuff. So I think we can definitely do a lot better on both ends of the floor, and we did some things that kind of cost us into overtime and it being closer than it needed to be. But
good night, man.
Come out with the win is still a great thing, and you never regret that.
Crunch time, their defense is trying to kind of squeeze you and Vic and whoever else is there kind of together and create a lot of traffic. How was the communication and trying to coordinate the switches and guys?
Dude, we had like a pretty good high and low game between Cornette and Wemby. That was actually really nice.
Yeah, they kind of did that over and over, and I mean, sometimes it's like the sort of different results. I feel like we weren't communicating, but I just feel like within those tight spaces, sometimes it's a little weird to try to maintain and kind of get back to your guy. But I mean, that's another thing that I would like to probably just take a look at and see kind of what it actually ended up looking like on the floor. Because a lot of times I was ending up kind of on the ball, and sometimes we just kind of got our hands down a little bit and got some fouls. But yeah, I think I like.
How old is Luke now? 31, 32. He's been in the league a while. I don't know if he's 31 or 30. How old is Luke? I think he was late 20s. I won't trigger your devices this time. Oh, 30. Not only is he 30, he just turned 30. Just a few months ago.
Perhaps in recognition for us, I think we can kind of just grow and knowing. And honestly, for myself, at least on the ball and stuff, a lot of times.
I'm down for that feature on a song if you down still. Did you send me a message on Instagram?
Just bigs, we're not the most natural at just kind of hearing things and knowing where we're sending the ball, because usually where that kind of helps. So I think that's definitely an area of improvement. I can step up and do better at, because I know sometimes Vic was talking, but whether I felt right to kind of just respond to it was kind of my fault. So that's definitely something we're taking a look at. It's obviously a pretty unique one with Zion, but that was kind of a situation they're in a lot. But hopefully just between the two of us, we have the length to just sort of try to shield it off and wall the paint in the first place. But obviously Zion can make some touch shots and stuff like that. So
very transparent. The communication was slightly off.
We'll hopefully work on it and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. Today was shaky. Definitely need a shot creator, aka Fox. The funny thing about it is, we need it, and him and Sohan are important. But man, it feels like overkill. This team, as is, can be dangerous, right? As the season go on, and they become a little bit more disciplined. They could be serious, seriously scary. But yeah, it seems like the addition of Sohan and Fox, it feels like a unnecessary add-on to make this team so much better, deep playoff team better, I think. But yeah, shout out to Gregory. He said, "Good to see you again, Clan. You in Japan now?" Go Spurs go. No, not in Japan yet. You'll know, because the setup's gonna be completely different. That won't be until next year. That'll be after this season. So should be nice though. I don't know how the live streams are gonna go, but I'll worry about that when we get to it. But live stream's gonna be a little weird, but we'll deal with it when we get there. I hate Stephen A, but he said the Wemby could lead us to the conference finals. Don't listen. You listen to Stephen A. Now, I believe that, but this team we saw tonight is not going anywhere near conference finals. Okay, it's gonna take a little. It's gonna take some work. This team right here, because you can't. I don't want it to be like the Cowboys, right? Like I hate. Oh my god, I hate my Cowboys. But Cowboys, especially during the Jason Garrett era, it seemed like they needed everybody hands on deck, healthy, and that's not realistic in football to be able to do anything. And basically that just means losing the second round. Like you need everyone healthy enough to lose in the second round. And I don't want that to be the case with Spurs because we're going to have guys that's in and out of the lineup, right? I don't want any serious injuries, but it's just inevitable that not everyone's going to play all the rest of the games. That's just not going to happen. So with that being said, I don't want it to be like, oh, we're missing Wemby, automatic loss. Oh, we're missing Fox, automatic loss, or anything like that. You got to be able to play pretty solid without those guys. So when we do have everybody, we're the best we could possibly be. Because sometimes the bench, think about the old Spurs teams, right? Like 2014 Spurs, as great as they were, sometimes the bench would bail them out, right? Sometimes Duncan and Manu, well, I guess Manu's off the bench, but like Tony Parker, like sometimes they would need bailing out. They weren't perfect all the time. They would mess up, or Popovich would sit them, and we would still win those games. So I want us to get to the point where everybody just has really good chemistry, and yeah, they're able to just do their thing. Yeah, they were very tough to watch in the end of the four. But yeah. In segment. Oliver, question. Wait, did you change your name? Weren't we just talking on IG? Were we not just talking? Oh no, that wasn't you. Heading out. Cheers, clan. All right, man. See you later. Good night, Josh. Okay, if you don't know if you have me on IG, then we weren't talking. What song did we say that we were going to feature on? My memory is destroyed right now. I don't feel like making thumbnails. I'm gonna... We'll just do one thumbnail for now. Bro, on Twitter, we talked about doing a song. You promoted my music a while ago. Oh! Oops. Oh! Send me that song again. Can you send me the song? So your name is... You did change your name. You're Jeremy Gochan on here. You did change your name. Did you ever watch Alien Earth? No, I haven't seen it yet. Huh. Tornado warning? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, be safe. Yeah, send me the song again. I'll be down. We'll talk about it. Seven and 0 for sure. No, I don't. Who's that? Yeah, I want a link. You must be slightly behind on the live stream. So the Spurs play on Sunday at 1 p.m. and that's in San Antonio, right, chat? We play in San Antonio? Best show I've seen in forever, and I hate TV. I'm really excited to watch that new Vince Gilligan. I'm gonna watch the Alien Earth, but I'm really excited to see that Vince Gilligan show. That new Vince Gilligan show. It looks good. I don't even need to I didn't need to see a trailer to know it's gonna be good though. I would have watched it regardless. Even if the trailer looked bad and I saw that it looked bad, I would have watched it. Oh gee, wow. Okay. Dope. Whatever genre you want, I got you. I remember us talking about this now. It's been so long. Yeah, find some beats. Where's the music is so quiet? Oh crap, I never turned it back on. 13. Sorry. That'd have been awkward. No, it's okay, man. I didn't remember anyways. Spurs and OKC is the only unbeatable teams in the West now. OKC got it way better together than we do right now, but even yet and still we can still win. I do like the fact they threw so much at us and we made so many adjustments and we threw a lot of different lineups at them and it ended up being all right. You can't have too many games like this though. You lose most of these. Oh man. All right, y'all. Oh. Oh. Whew. Arrest the refs. Arrest the refs. Arrest the refs. Cornette's so good. Indeed. We don't have to face OKC till December. Oh, okay. Yeah, then we'll be ready. Yeah, then if it's not till December, we'll be ready. I really need to go to a game. I got to go to a game. That's a must. It is a must. I got to get out there. I got to go get it. 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 Did you hear KG and Ty Lue had attended some of the rigged poker games? Rigged poker games? There were poker games? I saw Kenny and Chuck talking about this, and Kenny was like, well, they're, you know, it's like an addiction when it comes to the why they would do something like this. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. It's like just like anything, and I just feel like this with a lot of stuff, but just like anything, you can get addicted to anything. A lot of things you can get addicted to. But as far as these players betting on themselves, that seems like a whole new level, man. That seems like you're like just greedy, you know? Just greedy. Now I understand. You got to just understand yourself, because some people are quicker to be addicted to things than other people. Like just like alcohol or just like anything else, like you got to kind of understand yourself and understand your chemistry a little bit on what you can and can't handle. Like for me, for instance, you know, if that was the whole discussion on what's free will, right? But like for me, you know, I could have a drink and I don't get addicted to it. Like, you know, I can have it and not have it again for 10 years, right? And be totally fine. But some people, that's not the case. Their chemistry is different. So you do that, and then you got to recognize like, oh, wait, you know, I'm kind of reliant on it, and then you can hold off. But I don't think you should just ban things based on that. But players betting on themselves it's really gross. There's like there's no level or amount of empathy or sympathy for something like that, you know? Like betting on yourself is just gross to me. Rigging games is just gross to me. Like you don't respect the game enough. The game that got you from eating ramen noodles in a college dorm room to being on one of the biggest stages in the world, you don't respect it enough. You don't have enough integrity to shy away from doing something like that. Especially with the amount of money you already make. I don't know. It's just hard to have any sympathy for that. Understand it. But when it comes to gambling, or just like anything, like anybody can be addicted to anything, you know. Don't truly love the game. You don't truly respect the game, yeah. You don't respect it. You gotta respect it. You can't do stuff like that. Yeah, forced turnovers in the most obvious ways. Like, that's just so gross, man. It's so selfish. I also think some of these guys get like in money trouble and then they start doing stuff like that. That's my assumption. I don't know that for sure. Yeah, they need to go down on this hard. Makes sense. That's what I think. I think maybe they got in like some type of financial trouble, and you know. I haven't thought about it hard enough. I just know the idea of betting on the game is just so gross to me. It drives me crazy to think that they would do that. What is it? What's going on with Billups? So Chauncey Billups is like involved in all this. So like, what happened with him? MVP. Well, Luka performance like that, not quite, not yet. Not when you got Luka doing that, not yet. I decided to just go ahead and do the thumbnail so I don't have to worry about tomorrow. I got a lot to do tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do it now. Billups and the mob were rigging poker games. Wait. Well, wait. You weren't joking about the Italian mob were rigging poker games and had celebrities like KG and Ty Lue attend to bring in more high rollers, only to cheat them. What? So this isn't. So I was just wrong then. This doesn't pertain to cheating on games. This was like a separate type of gambling. Am I right? So this was poker stuff. Or is Billups a separate thing? FBI director himself was talking about Billups and the mob connection on live television. To be fair, our FBI director is kind of insane, so I don't know. I guess we can assume he's like fully there when he said that. Oh, I got you. Yeah, going after the woke NBA. Yeah, Mafia's on this? That's wild. I'll take you guys' word for it. I don't have to look it up. We'll see more about it. Like, isn't the trial like November or something like that? That's when things will start going down. Billups got out on bail, right? Uncut Gems is on HBO now. You mean Max? Or it was already on Max, wasn't it? It's that A24 film. I love Uncut Gems. It's such a good movie. Now, he had a problem. That movie, I remember being in theaters. I was just ready to scream out, like, bro, stop. Just stop. But live? He drove me crazy in that movie. Can you believe that Adam Sandler didn't get an Oscar nom for that movie? How disrespectful, bro. He was incredible in that film. Have you seen the show From? You guys, I don't know if it must not have been you. Somebody tried to get me on it. I did not like. I thought it was very lazy, and I just didn't care. It felt like one of those shows, and I could be wrong because I haven't watched it all the way through, but it felt like one of those shows that your answers are just never going to be answered. And then with the execution of that first episode, I feel like, well, even if you answer the questions, it's not going to be satisfying. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that show. That was whack. But didn't watch all the way through. But like, you gotta hook me in the first couple, and it just, I don't know. Gotta be something interesting. I didn't feel it. Best role next to Happy Gilmore in 50 First Dates. Gotta rewatch 50 First Dates, man. It's a sweet movie. But I feel like Uncut Gems is it's not comparable to anything he's done. Well, no, actually, I never seen this movie, but I hear that his performance in it is really good. It's what's it? Sucker Punch, Drunk Love, Punch Sucker. What's it called? Punk Drunk Love. Okay. Yeah, that's a movie I haven't actually seen. That was on my list to watch. Yeah, I heard he was really great in that too, right? Punch Drunk Love. Okay. Yeah, that's one I gotta see. Yeah, I'll see it. So Adam Sandler can be really great at times. It was nice to see him at Uncut Gems because he's done so many movies that were just lazy, Fun. Okay, I did. Cool. Clay, you need to watch Chunking Express and also In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar-wai. Why? What's it called? In the Mood for Love is what it's called? Chunking Express. Okay, I'm gonna look it up in a sec. I got you. Chunking Express and In the Mood for Love. I'm gonna look it up in a sec. I just saw Luke Cornett's stats for the season so far. Wait, no. That's probably based on the first game. No, it's not, because it says 3.5 assists. 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, apparently. Oh, crap. Chunking Express. all this gambling drama makes me want to watch Casino again. If you haven't watched Casino Clan, you're missing out. Casino is literally on my top list on that list that I made with all the movies on Letterboxd. I don't know where it landed. I think it's in the it might be in the 50s. I need to rewatch it too. There's a lot of movies on that list I need to rewatch because I'm sure I'm going to change their positions. Because all the movies I just see like recently and they're so great, I'll end up putting it like in a top 20, and I'm like, after sitting on it for a while, I'm like, this isn't a top 20 movie. I don't know why I did that. Now I'll move it around. So Casino's one I need to rewatch because I'll probably change his position. Last movie I watched was Cuckoo. I didn't like it that much. I didn't think it was that good. They robbed the Lou in Paris last week, and the Da Vinci Code is on Stars right now too. Coincidence? They know what they're doing. Wait, they did? How did they manage to do that? Did they catch the people? How did they manage to do that? Also, doing that, like, and you want to sell it, who'd you sell it to? Like, who would take that risk? It's a crazy risk to take. Adam Sandler. Why do I see chats on the stream that aren't in the chat? I see him on both. That's weird. No, I didn't fix it yet to show up on the. They show up, but I wanted to show up and see the comments too. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Or most importantly, I want to be able to like control and like have it show up on the screen. I haven't looked into it yet. Luka dropped 49. It ended up being 49. Dang. We're literally in the best timeline for basketball, bro. So is it true that Michael Jordan's going to be showing up here and there and talking about sports on NBC? Is that true? Yeah, I already went over all the games. That was a while ago. I'm getting ready to get off now. I'm only on just to answer like small chats and get these thumbnails done. I'm just doing thumbnails as I talk. It is nice to get that over with. You don't have to worry about it. I usually do it after stream anyway, so I might as well. Yeah, but it's dumb because Jordan ain't going to be honest to protect his brand. Jordan, like, I don't feel like Jordan has anything to lose. You know? What do you mean be honest? Like, If you mean like criticize LeBron or something, Jordan never really been the type to do something like that. I like to think he'll be pretty honest. Let's see, 1 o'clock, 12, 11, 10, 9. MJ is not speaking on current events games, just his general thoughts on ball, apparently. Which, that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. He doesn't have to talk about games. That's cool. Bro, is that a Cowboys blanket? Yeah, it's only because you got cold in here. Now I'm starting to get a little warm, so. All right, let me look these movies up. It was Chunking Express. $19.94. Oh my. This is is very highly reviewed. And then the other one was that's your favorite director? Okay. Oh, you know what? I've seen one of his movies. I saw this one. I saw Fallen Angels. I didn't like it that much. Am I tripping? That was okay. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. Gave it a 3.5. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. I don't know. But these are like his best ones, right? Yeah, see, this one's already safe. Oh, loosely connected sequel. Interesting. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to hop off. I appreciate the love. Okay, so In the Mood for Love is probably the first one I need to watch. All right, guys. I'm going to hop off. I appreciate the love. Oh, I really do want to see Begonia. Because I love that director. Sunday? Yeah, I'll be on Sunday. So it'll be a little earlier, right? We'll be on early evening. Afternoon. But anyways, everyone have a good